to barbering.
So what is going on, everyone? It is Kieronthebarber. I am back with another YouTube video. It has been a hell of a long time and I can only apologize. We've had a really busy Christmas. We've had a really busy last year altogether. So today we're going to be doing a British crop. The reason I call this a British crop because this is one of the things that is massive in the UK at the minute. I mean, it's currently in fashion. It has been in fashion for the last, let's say, 3 years. So first things first, we spray the hair right down, see that it sits in place properly. Now for the skin fade, I get my T outliners and I put that line in, but I have the GTX blade on the T outliner. Now that makes a massive difference. Let me tell you, if you haven't got the GTX blade or you haven't heard about the GTX blade, it's a long tooth blade that goes on your T outliners. It's very easy to get. And what that does is that removes all that bulk. It just is a really smooth transition from hair to no hair. It doesn't pull on the customer, it doesn't irritate. It's a really nice feel. But the GTX blade also can give it that nice sharp outlines as well. It's one of my favorite blades to stick on the cordless T outliner. And all my other barbers in my shop have this same tool and have the GTX blade on it as well, just because it works so well. So remove all the bulk from all around the ear. Then what we're going to do is we're going to start with our number 2. So we're going to do a very easy fade. We're going to start with a number 2, remove the bulk to give us some clear vision to work with the hair. Then we're going to go from a number 2 to a number 1 open, 1.5, and then we're going to go to a 1 closed, and then we're going to go to a half guard open, then a half guard closed, and then we're going to go from a full guard, not full guard, no guard, I beg your pardon, open to a closed guard. Now what we're going to do after that is we're going to do a little bit of trigger play. That's where I get the lever of the clipper and I fiddle with it up and down, a little bit in the middle, to when I see shadows I can just remove them. It's a really simple technique. Using my Andis cordless US Pros, the best thing about these bad boys is the magnetic guards with that you can buy with them. So you get the magnetic guards. Now everybody who has been a barber for the last few years has definitely had a guard where you've been cutting someone's hair and the guard has completely fallen off. I don't care if you've been a barber for 6 months or a barber for 10 to 15 to 20, 30 years. This has happened to everyone at some point in their career. I guess it's happened to me more than once, more than probably as many fingers as I've got. So I would say get these magnetic guards. They just snap right onto the to the blade itself and they're not coming loose. No matter how much you fiddle about with them, they are the best, literally the best tool that I have. They are so good, and that zero guard gets nice and close as well. That cuts in that between the skin fade and the number 1. So I was saying on my Instagram last week, what is gonna be the in style of 2019? Like, drop a comment in below, tell me what you think is going to be in 2019. Me personally, I've just shaved all my hair off. I've done like 6 on the top and a skin on the sides. I've never had a buzz cut in my entire life. I'm 31 years old. I've never shaved my hair off. So I was like, I decided to do it. I had a bit of a Britney Spears moment, shaved all my hair off. It was fun. So yeah, I think buzz cuts are going to be a massive thing in 2019. I think they're going to be huge. I think a lot more people are just going to be more clean cut, shave it off, and then it's going to get to a point where maybe 2021, it's gone all the way from kind of long hair to a little bit short, 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 and then I think people are just going to start growing it out. I think maybe 2020, 2021, people will start getting the more the oldest cuts, like the old Justin Bieber's as from, but a modded version of that. I also think that beards, I think this may be the last couple of years for beards to be really in. I think it'll probably go back to maybe stubble again. A lot of people are getting rid of their beards. Beards aren't as cool as they used to be. So yeah, stubble is making a massive comeback in 2019. I'm currently trying to grow my beard out. I've never done it before as well, so I'm giving that a go. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Tell me what you think and what you think is going to be in 2019. So now starting on clipper over comb, it's a real simple technique. It's so easy to do. What you do is you grab the clipper, grab the comb, bring it up at a 90-degree angle, come from left to right. It's a very simple technique. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to get that fringe in. Hence why that's a British crop. We like to leave it nice and heavy, nice and disconnected. I know kind of the Americans don't really like that style, but that's just how we do it in the UK. It's very disconnected, it's kind of heavyweights. It's just what we do in the UK. It may not be right, it may not be wrong, it's just the way we do it over here. I'm literally just going to shut up for a second now and let you just enjoy the rest of the video for a bit. And we're going to repeat the same on the back and the other side. As you can see, his top is very wild, so we're just gonna push that forward and we're gonna chip into that. We're not even gonna club cut it, we're gonna spray it down, pull it up and just chip into it. The choppier, the more texturized, the better for this crop. Reason being is we don't want it to lay flat in the head. We want that to be rough, we want that to look real good. So as you can see, when I'm picking it up, I'm just taking it at a 45-degree angle and just cutting that off. I'm taking about an inch off, but kind of not taking an inch off, if that makes sense, because I'm leaving like most of the hair there. As you can see, it's long on top. We want to keep that long, we want to keep that heavy. That is the style that we're going for. So we repeat that process all the way through the top, from back to front. The reason I do it from back to front, let me just say very quickly, is because usually if you do it from front to back, you naturally want to cut hair longer. So if you do it from back to front, I'm going to let my fringe, as I'm cutting from the back, my crown gets shorter, and as I get towards the front, I'll get slightly longer, and I'll leave that that fringe heavier. So now just literally point cutting into that fringe, making that fringe look nice and texturized. I don't want it to be too straight, because when we stick the hair powder in there, or the Maddox wax, which is fantastic by the way, where we want it to just pop out. We don't want it to sit down straight and look really bad. It looks stupid at the minute. That's why with a crop, you obviously have to do it as well. It's one of them haircuts that you have to do. Oh yeah, and for all a part of the service, cheeky eyebrow trim. Now, Dyson hairdryer, wow, this thing is so average. It's a hairdryer, it blows hair. I tell you what, the only real good thing about a Dyson hairdryer is for £300, I don't know how many dollars it is, but for 300 quid, it's quiet, it's really quiet. So if you're having a conversation with your customer, you can carry on talking to them. It's that good. It's really quiet, and it's powerful, and it gets hot. But other than that, it's just the standard hairdryer. I'll be honest, if I wasn't in the barbering industry, I wouldn't get one for home. It's okay. So as you can see, when I'm blow drying, I'm not just blow drying that straight forward. I'm kind of back combing the hair because I want to lift it from the root, because I don't want it to sit down. So I'm kind of just rubbing the hair with the brush more than anything, because I just want it to really stand out. So it will look really, really messy. As you can see, that's right lifting from that root there now. So now I'm going to finish with a blow drying. I'm using Maddox shear pomade. Now the difference with shear pomade is made with shea butter more than a kind of oil or anything. So it actually is a pomade that sits on the hair dry and it gives it a really, really good hold. I didn't know how this was going to be until I used it, and I instantly fell in love with it. So if any of you are in America, you're really lucky because you can get Maddox so easy. In the UK, it's a lot harder to get. Luckily for me, I have contacts, so it's easier for me to get. But if you're in the States, Maddox is the one, mate. This stuff is the bollocks. It's sick. It's so good. As you can see, that's a pomade. Now, what pomade gives a dry look like that? It doesn't. Maddox does. That's why it's so good. So cheeky little bit of hairspray to finish. As you can see, I'm literally tapping that button. I'm not spraying it, I'm just tapping it. You don't want to be spraying it and dosing up too much. You just want to be tapping it, letting it sit, letting it fall, and then just pushing the hair into place. Right, so this is really good. This is a shaving cream, right? It's kind of like a moisturizer almost. Now, so what I'll do is, if anyone gets a red neck from either the full shaver or the cutthroat, I stick a little bit of this into it, and what it is it's peppermint flavor. So the mint in it extracts all of like the redness and just takes it out. It's so good. And there we have the finished British crop. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment in the description below. If you don't follow me already, what are you even doing? You've just watched all this video and not even following me. Hit that subscribe button. Take care. I've been Kieronthebarber. I will speak to you next week with another new video. Peace.